watching his videos inspired me that it doesn't matter what background you have. If you're
Yeah.
willing to learn, you can learn anything. And I thought to myself, well, if I can learn anything, that means I can learn cybersecurity. So I just have to give myself a shot. And I found the cyber range.
Hey everybody, Josh here. I'm the owner of the Cyber Range, and this is Sija. She's my friend, of course, and then the operations manager for the Cyber Range. And usually, when people get jobs, usually they're in the States, and I like to interview them myself. But because I'm in Asia most of the time, and she lives in the U.S., Sija offered to do the interviews for me. Enjoy the interview.
Thank you. Hello everyone, my name is Sija. I help to run the Cyber Range, an online community where you can get real hands-on cybersecurity experience. And today I have William here, who is a member in Cyber Range, and he recently landed a job as a network architecture analyst. He's agreed to this interview and share his experience. Welcome, Williams. Congrats.
Thanks for having me, CJ. I appreciate it.
Yeah, would you mind just give us a brief introduction about yourself, what we're doing before landing this role?
Yeah, sure. So, just to give some more context, I'm currently a network and infrastructure analyst at a global energy services and technology company. And before that, I did everything. Let me think about it. I did sales jobs, support jobs. I was in so many industries like food service, even childcare, front desk, marketing, and actually the most recent position before the current one, I was doing remote software validation for an AI company.
Oh, that's really cool. And what
Yeah,
makes you decided to, in your post, you're saying like within 100 days, like you decided to like break into cybersecurity. Yeah.
that's a good question. To be honest, I don't know what happened. I think where I'm at in my life, I kind of just was fed up with just hopping job to job. I wasn't really doing anything I was excited about.
Mm-hmm.
And I was interested in IT, but I didn't think I could do it. I just, it was intimidating at first because I didn't have too much technology background. I didn't have any cybersecurity background at all, but it was really interesting to me. And, it was one of those summers where I was looking to hop to another job and I found an MSP, a managed service provider, and I had applied to it. And it was such a bad interview that I was like, I don't ever want to have like a bad interview ever again. And that's when I started to get a little bit more serious in studying for, at the time it was my Security Plus.
Yes.
But after that interview, I actually thought to myself, okay, I need to know how technology works. So I
Mm-hmm.
ended up studying the A plus, CompTIA A plus, and then I'm just on YouTube, and I eventually found Josh's videos about the cyber range. And watching his videos inspired me that it doesn't matter what background you have,
Yeah.
if you're willing to learn, you can learn anything. And I thought to myself, well, if I can learn anything, that means I can learn cybersecurity. So I just have to give myself a shot. And I found the cyber range.
Yeah, that was so cool. Like that was like really, it's not like suddenly, but it was like really natural, like journey. Yeah, yeah, you're like searching around, and you feel like
Mhm.
this is something that you have a purpose or like you meaning to do, and it's like a little bit challenging. It's not like those like mundane, like those things like you just have a text, like step one, step two, step three, but it's something that challenging you like every day, like problem solving.
Yeah,
So, speaking about certification, you just post that you just got your CCNA. Congrats! And
thank you.
in the past, like you get CompTIA A plus and Security plus, and now you are getting the CCNA. And is there any tips and how do you ace all these like certifications?
It starts with the mindset
Mm-hmm.
because all the information is free out there. Everyone posts information on on how to pass any exam, and there's a lot of people online, especially Josh and the Cyber Range, where they're really promoting like you can learn anything. But it really starts with your mindset, knowing that nothing is really hard; it's just unfamiliar. And I had to accept that. Whenever I'm studying for anything, whether it be for the A plus, if the people that are watching aren't familiar with technology or aren't familiar with cybersecurity, and a lot of it is new, it's not necessarily hard. You're just not familiar with it yet, which is really okay.
I
And then
love how you like describe, like I love how you simplify things. It's not just something, it's hard, but because hard because we're not familiar with it, right? For example, your first time learn how to drive. Yeah, like I was like you have to watch the wheels and look at the light, and you're afraid like passenger jump in, right? But it's same as like maybe networking or other this certification, just like all the terms seems like I don't know what's behind it, what's the
yeah.
scenario of it. I guess just
Mhm.
like keep practicing and keep getting yourself familiar with it, or by teaching, or by like you posting constantly in the community, like it's like self-taught, right? That's so cool. So and then my next question is like you went from like zero experience in cybersecurity to land it as a network infrastructure analyst in
Mhm.
under 100 days. Like how do you do to make it happen?
I think that the biggest gratitude I have is for the cyber range, because the cyber range, out of everything I've ever seen, it has a system. And
Yes.
in my opinion, system stands for save you some time, energy, and money. Because, like I mentioned earlier, you can learn anything on YouTube. There's a lot of free things out there, but you don't really know what's important and what's not important. But in the range, there's like a structure you follow from modules 1 to 6. And then there's also like a community support where there's people in different stages of learning that are willing to help you. And on top of that, my favorite part about the range is that there's testimonials like every single day, every 2 days, of
Yeah.
people landing positions.
Mm-hmm.
And usually, if you're trying to learn something by yourself, like getting your certifications and trying to, land a position in an industry you're not familiar with, it
Mm-hmm.
can be really discouraging by
Yeah.
yourself. But
Yes.
having the range, there's a structure on how to learn things, and there's also a community to help you out. The only important thing is you making a personal commitment to stay consistent.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. That's the only thing.
I see. Yeah, it's like the community helps you, like you grow together, and we all struggles. Like right, there's like people's doing no 0 days, like you, like posting constantly with what you
Mhm.
learned today, and it's like sometimes like it's just like we have all the downside, like downtime in our life, and it doesn't feel like it doesn't have energy to like study
Nope,
today. But when you go in
nope,
the community and seeing all the posts and seeing other
motivated.
people actually struggle the same thing, and you give a little bit kind word to them, and then they feel like the inspiration from each other, and I also value that a lot. My personally, like I always in the community, that's why I feel like I'm so excited about it.
Yeah, it's really encouraging because when you understand something that someone doesn't understand, you could help them out.
Yes.
And when you don't understand something, people can help you out. But my favorite part is when you're having a down day, like you mentioned, when you're having a low day,
Yes.
you just get so empowered and you get excited to do something. Yeah.
Yes, I feel you. Yeah, it's like have this like invisible hand like pushing you forward. You're like, oh, I don't
Yeah,
want to go. I don't have energy today. But this
but you get
invisible,
pushed.
yes, like come on, you can do extra, like just like one more lap, like one more
Uh-huh.
like one more scan. It's okay,
Uh-huh.
right? I get that
Yeah.
feeling too. Yeah, that was so cool. And you mentioned that in the community, it plays a big role in your motivation and consistency. And is it because like you constantly getting like feedback, and you also be able to help others and getting feedback, like this interaction makes the community so like valuable? It also helps you to land it like your current role.
Yeah, staying engaged in the community was so important to me because of that really bad interview I had.
Okay.
Because the questions that they asked in the interview, they were asking for definitions of like technological concepts,
Yes.
and they were familiar to me, but I didn't know how to explain it. So, being part of the cyber range of the community, I loved it when people asked questions because then I can practice like explaining something. And
Yes.
that's what helped me so much in the interviews, because in the interviews, they're going to ask you definitions of things. They're going to ask you, how would you solve this? Or what do you think about this? And they're going to have you talk about things. And the challenging thing in tech is sometimes you don't get feedback. And the
Mm-hmm.
only way I could get feedback to practice that was engaging with the community. So
Yeah.
it helped me out with my job interview by helping other people in the community.
I totally agree with you. Like you said, everybody can learn something. So, in our community, we have people from different backgrounds, from sales,
Yeah.
healthcare, like from any background, finance, auditing, literally bus
Yeah.
driver, any background. So they use their day-to-day life example experience to make an analogy into how this should be solved in like a technology, like a term way, right? Like
Mhm.
the syntax, all the terms, but you can explain in different ways in different industrial, and it helps when you are interviewing with a person, maybe it's a HR or somebody that's not have like all your customer. What if you're like a front end like
Yeah.
engineer or like network architecture, like you need to talk to different department about
Mhm.
something they need to do. But if you don't have the communication skills that explain the way they can understand, it's just really hard to break into the field.
Yeah, you have to practice knowing how to explain something to someone that doesn't know anything about what you're talking about. Having a
Yeah.
different perspective helps so much.
Yeah, I think that's what the community that has so much value.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, somebody, if they just like brand new, they want to just join and like get in and get out as
Mhm.
soon as possible, right? Because it is a pay community. So
Yeah.
what do you suggest them to get most out of it? Like what do you think if you just person, okay, I just want to stay 1 month and I'm trying to get my maximum resource, like my money back. I can hopefully I can get a job, like land an offer, a multiple offer just from this 1 month, staying in cyber
Mhm.
range. Like what is your strategy for them?
That was actually my mindset going into it,
Oh,
into the
okay.
February. Yeah,
Yes.
I was intending to just stay for a month and then see what happens after that.
Yeah.
But after a month, I was like, "There's so much more I can do," so I stayed.
Oh.
But to answer your question, if someone wanted to only spend 1 month in the cyber range,
Mm-hmm.
the most important thing would be to complete the internship by
Okay.
going through the modules, setting up your GitHub and your projects, and then immediately start job searching using the platform that Josh had created in Module 6. Because that was one of the biggest things that gave me the confidence going through this job search process. Because learning the things in the cyber range is great. You're going to
Mm-hmm.
learn a lot, but you're not in the cyber range only to learn. You're in the cyber range to land a position in the tech field, in
Yes.
cybersecurity.
Mm.
And the structure of the system was so good. And the thing that helped me a lot after I finished the internship was Josh's module on job search, how to job search really efficiently. So I
Yeah.
recommend, yeah, those three things, like going through the modules, helping people out in the range, and using the platform to job search.
Yeah, I also want to add on is like you say, this is a system that he created. Like, then just follow the system and stay consistent for this 1 month, every day posting, every day learning in the community, and that I think that's the best value you can get out of like whatever you pay for the one
Yeah,
month
you paid for
membership.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's an investment for yourself and also investment for, knowing like how determined you want to get into the field. Because I think cyber range with all the modules, you get to touch a little bit of different aspect of cybersecurity. It's not like a closed end, it's like open end, like open like environment. So you
Yeah,
can get to see you want to be a GRC role, or you be like, you want to hands-on be a SOC analysis,
everything.
or even you like you get to like networking, right? Because
Yeah,
it's just like,
networking.
yeah, because cybersecurity was like for me, it's like more like senior, like built on top of every foundation of
Yeah.
IT, like security plus or A plus or network plus or all of these. Like in a different role, you can all come out to be a cybersecurity role in different field. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so I know you've been like in your new position like for like more than a month so now. So will you
Mhm.
mind share like what's your day to day, and like have you been constantly learning something new?
Yeah, so the first month, well, just to give more context, I
Yes.
had no experience in networking.
Okay.
So, like, no, like, not familiar with configuration of routers and switches or even
Mm-hmm.
cloud networking, I wasn't familiar with. I'm familiar with the security side of things because of
Yes.
the cyber range, but
Mm-hmm.
there was a lot of things I had to ramp up to into this position. And my day-to-day in the beginning was a lot of looking at my team's old tickets
Okay.
just to see how they solve things. So I'm part of the
Yeah.
network team at my company, and we have like a incident report where we'll see all the tickets that the entire company has with the different clients and stuff. And I would literally just open up old tickets and try to interpret what was the problem and how was it solved or how did they solve it. And
Okay.
then in the description of those resolutions, I would just see, oh, okay, so they configured a firewall here, or they
Mm,
added another rule here. Oh, okay, this is how you would solve this situation. This is how you communicate with the client, etc. All these different
okay.
things.
So
That
it's
was my day to day.
I see. So it's more like you're learning the examples, like the historical, like the different examples happened
Yeah.
before, and then like the new thing happened. It could be a similar one or something you
Just
have to
yeah.
add on. Yeah, I
Mhm.
see. That's pretty cool. Okay, I have one more last questions. If you have like give us for everybody's still struggling to bring into the IT or cybersecurity, what would be your tips for that?
If anyone is still struggling to break into
Yes.
IT or
Mm-hmm.
cybersecurity, my biggest recommendation is to get obsessed with it.
Oh
I don't know,
yes,
and just get
I love
obsessed with it
that.
because you deserve the things that you want in your life, and
Mm-hmm.
if you want something better, if you want something more secure, if you wanna learn something new, you deserve it, and it just takes a little bit of consistency and a little bit of hard work and effort, and then you can learn it. You can break into that industry, into cybersecurity or tech, but it just needs your commitment upfront.
Okay. So do you have any podcast or your daily like routine in terms of like how you to keep yourself up to the day with the technology and IT stuff?
Yeah, so I'm still based on Josh's recommendation early
Mm-hmm.
on in the cyber range, he recommended 2 podcasts, the CyberWire Daily podcast, as well as the Darknet Diaries, and listening to those consistently helped me get familiar with how people talk about security incidents, how people talk about security in general. So I listen to those, every single day, but I stay up to date, like, on YouTube and on the news on Google just to see anything new that's happening. But I'm always talking, I'm always asking questions, and that's how I get informed of everything.
Yeah, I think like by staying in the, I realized that like nowadays we have so many like different pieces of informations everywhere. You might
Yeah.
get FOMO, right? Oh my god, I'm gonna miss this. Oh my god, should I get this, sir? Oh my god, like I'm missing out. This like whole piece of things, right? I constantly feel like we're in the stage of like always hustling for what? Like you're hustling for something that you don't even know the purpose of it. So it's really important to for me like you center yourself and also knowing what you really want or go for a walk like combine
Yeah.
with your diet with your daily exercise, right? With then you can have a clear mind about what instead of these noises, what is the fact, what is the actual things that I'm care about that I want to
Mhm.
put all my energy in it. Then once you
Yeah.
like I think you're pretty much really active in LinkedIn and the community, right? Like I think like you have been like really consistent and doing a lot of learning and self-reflection and then give us like a lot of like great advice and we've been improving like because of your advice and all of that. So like and then you see more center and like humble and just like really I feel like you're really present, like you really like learning like slowly getting where you want to be.
Yeah, thank you. I think so too. I try to be as present as I can because if I'm not, then I either get anxious for the future or I feel a lot of regret for the past. Like imagine like if you're thinking about the past too much, you kind of just you're thinking about all the bad things that you've done or maybe
Yes.
you're not really present, but being able to just, love yourself and know that whatever you're going through is just temporary. You're able to push through, you're able to like learn something new and you're not always hustling. You're allowed to like
Yes.
listen to yourself, listen to your body, and
Yeah.
just yeah, if something is wrong or if something doesn't sit right with you, like you could reflect on it and then you could adjust. You could
Yeah.
always adjust.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, I like that mindset. Thanks for sharing. And besides your current job, and what are you working on? Like just working on getting familiar with your network architecture analysis role. And is there
Yeah.
any plans for this year?
Yeah. So what else am I working on related to work? So I just got the CCNA, which is
Yes.
great. Um, and now I know in the cyber range we mainly use Azure.
Yes.
I'm familiarizing myself with AWS because a lot of other companies use AWS too. So I'm studying for that. But on top of that, I do want to further my networking experience. So I would lean towards going to CCNP later, but
Okay.
right now, at the moment, is AWS like focus.
Okay, thank you. I hope you can, good luck on learning and continue study. And thank you for coming for this like short interview and spending time with us. Yeah.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate you, CJ.
Thank you. See you around in the community.
Of course. I'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.
So no pressure, obviously, but if you're serious about getting into cybersecurity or you just want real non-sandbox hands-on experience with actual enterprise tools in a live shared network, you can get all of that in the Cyber Range. In the past year, we've done about 100 employment verifications. That is like real employers reaching out to us to confirm experience for people in the community that have actually landed jobs. When you onboard into the community, you'll get issued credentials for access to our company's actual network, which is a real live corporate environment with over 1,200 users and fully licensed enterprise security stack with platforms like Tenable Vulnerability Management, Microsoft Defender for Endpoint, and Microsoft Sentinel. And just like at a real security job, we'll provide training covering everything that you'll encounter, from enterprise vulnerability management to threat hunting to general security operations as well. And you'll get experience and training better than if you were hired as a corporate junior SOC analyst. Every week, we also have a cybersecurity threat hunt and capture the flag challenge where you can compete for cash prizes while building legit resume experience at the same time. And this isn't a simulation, it's like real infrastructure with real users, real attacks, and organic logs that you'll have hands-on access to. So if you're interested, check out the link in the description and we'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.